Hi, this is Catherine with 3 Home Bases, where I talk about living in Europe indefinitely, just as tourists, while having a home base style of travel. So right now we're in an Airbnb for a month. This is our home base for a month. And I'm not even going to say where it is or anything like that. I don't want to call out the owner. I'm not like that. But I will say we got this on Airbnb, and it was a highly rated, guest favorite, etc. So there was no indication that basically this kitchen sucks. It's been very frustrating and depressing to cook here, so mainly we're eating out, which at least where we are, it's very affordable. But I just want to send this video out to all the Airbnb owners. Just very little inexpensive or even cost-free things you can do so that your kitchen is usable. First, just get rid of everything that's not necessary. Look at all these weird sized cups and stuff, you know. And a lot of it is kind of sticky and yucky, like weird odds and ends, unusable. I just want to show you this. See how it's broken? And I'm not even saying fix this or anything, do anything expensive, like replace cabinetry. But it's more, look, a donut maker. It's more about just making it usable. So one thing, I know American here, but none of these dishes are labeled as being microwave safe, so we haven't put them in the microwave. And a lot of them have, just stuff like this. And we don't know if that's lead-based paint or not. Also, just everything in here feels sticky. So what I did was anything that we wash and use, we wash very well, and then we just leave out. I'm not even saying get a new stove or anything like that, but it takes 20 minutes to boil water here. So another nice thing would be a kettle, a very inexpensive electric kettle, so that we don't have to boil water for 20 minutes. I was a little bit excited when I first saw this blender, but it doesn't work. And it's one of 3 or 4 blenders here. See, just all this weird odds and ends stuff. And none of them work. They should just be thrown away. This is same thing with the cutlery. It was very sticky and yucky. So what we did wash, we set aside there so we don't have to use this drawer if we can help it. Also, this looks like a decent knife, but it's not. And this one too. So just one knife would be nice that is usable. None of these they're almost too dangerous to use. Also, there's no cutting board, which is major. I'm not going to cut on your counter. And I'm not going to cut on a plate or anything like that. It's just not safe. So I basically have been kind of unable to use this kitchen, which honestly has been more frustrating than I thought it would be. Also, just maybe not here as much, but There are just a lot of yucky old spices in here that should have just been thrown away. And anyway, oh, and did I mention the coffee situation? So this Cafe thing actually makes decent coffee, but the irony of where we are is it's cheaper to go to a cafe and have coffee than to buy the pods to make this coffee. So that just doesn't make sense. This coffee maker was obviously brought by someone else because it's a UK plug, and where they have EU, Italy style plugs. We're not in the country of Italy, by the way. Also, but this coffee maker makes really yucky tasting coffee. So I've resorted to a few things, but it has not been satisfactory. I just use this filter over this cup to brew coffee. And anyway, just one nice coffee maker that makes regular coffee, or even just a nice pour over. Anyway, for me, coffee, cutting board, knife. Coffee maker, cutting board, knife. Those are the bare minimums for having a semi-decent kitchen. And then just also getting rid of all this weird stuff that a lot of it is broken, it's not clean, weird parts and stuff like that. Look at this pasta maker. Oh, another thing. So I use the skillet, but don't lift it because this handle, I don't know if you can see, it's dangerously, if this had boiling water and you lifted it, it could be disaster. So just one decent set of pots and pans would be nice. Also, I'll just show you this chair. It's the only one that's not wobbly. The others are just not safe to sit on. I know I'm moving into other areas besides the kitchen, but just, another Airbnb thing. Make everything safe. I don't know if you can tell, but this chair wobbles. This gigantic coffee table with the glass inset, it wobbles. It's dangerous. This chair wobbles. It's not safe. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to call out any specific Airbnb person. I mean, I feel for you guys, especially families who are, or individuals that are not big corporations that are doing Airbnb. And it's helping your family. Hopefully it could be a win-win. But once again, just little things like having bare minimum in your kitchen, like one decent coffee maker, one cutting board, one knife, dishes that are maybe new and labeled microwave safe or don't have lead paint on them. Just little things like that. Okay. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.